This is the Daily Wrestling News for January 25th, 2021. My name is Ryan Joy, and I am coming to you live from Minutes to Bell Time Studios on the beautiful Treasure Coast of the Sunshine State. And I am joined today by a returning host, the owner of Pro Wrestling Pick'em, and the host of the Essential Wrestling Podcast, Karl. Good morning, Al. How are you?
Ryan, it's just so good to be back right now. It's just been way too long. Ready to talk some wrestling with you.
The people miss your energy. Where have you been?
I've actually been out in parts unknown. I'm actually back at work, and the work schedule takes the priority, unfortunately, over the fun schedule and the home schedule. So it's been fun. I love what I do for a living. I actually, a little bit about myself. I'm a Zamboni driver. I get to drive around, the big truck on the ice and make the ice all nice, shiny, and clean. And but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of detailed work, and my job is very demanding. But I do get on. I'll come back whenever I can. So
welcome back.
Happy to be back. Let me get this glare off my glasses.
While you're doing that, today's agenda, powered by the Eastern Observer, includes the ridiculously random non-wrestling audience needs to know you better question of the day. We've got news. We have a big breaking story this morning, so we'll be talking that. We're going to talk briefly about my trip to Ignite Wrestling. We have Monday Night Raw preview tonight, and we have trivia. All that in the next 35, 40 minutes, I suspect, unless we can do it quicker. So, Al, are you ready?
I am ready. I've been ready for this for about 2 weeks, Ryan. I'm ready to roll.
All right, here we go. The ridiculously random non-wrestling audience needs to know you better question of the day is brought to you by Pro Wrestling Pick'em. It's a place where you can join or host a Pick'em league to test your predictive skills in the world of pro wrestling. Create an account and join a league now at ProWrestlingPick'em.com so you can play against your friends or play against the universe.
And guys, she'll like it too.
All right. Al, your question. When you were a kid and someone made you toast or peanut butter and jelly sandwich, were you a crust or no crust person?
I was a no crust. I didn't like the crust on a sandwich or even on the pizza when I was younger. But I never asked for it to be cut off. I wasn't one of those kids can you cut the crust off? I'm not going to have it. I would just eat to the crust and then done. Garbage.
Okay.
So,
you worked around your and have you evolved? Do you now?
Oh yeah. Crust all day long. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I always ate the crust. I don't know. I must have been a weird kid because I think I'm the only person who did.
It just only with the pizza or the peanut butter and jelly, it just never migrated its way to the crust. So it was just it was just a bread flavor. It was no sauce or cheese or peanut butter or jelly. It just seemed like it just made me more thirsty. It wasn't gross, but it just made me more thirsty than I wanted to be.
Okay, well, okay, let's get on to news.
Nice.
Today's news, breaking story. WWE sent a press release today announcing their expectations for record 2020 financial results, and that all of their premium first-run content would move to Peacock. In other words, Peacock becomes the sole U.S.-based distributor of the WWE Network. Variety elaborated and expanded on the press release. NBC Universal's Peacock soon will be the only place to watch WWE Network in the U.S. WWE and NBC Universal reached a multi-year agreement giving Peacock exclusive streaming rights to WWE Network for American viewers. The over-the-top wrestling entertainment service's existing U.S. subscribers, which is 1.1 million in total, will be migrated to Peacock Premium, where they'll continue to get access to WWE Network, but will pay 50% less per month while getting full access to the version of the Peacock Premium tier with ads. Peacock will launch WWE Network on March 18th, 2021, when Peacock will begin the rollout of more than 17,000 hours of WWE Network new, original, and library programming, both on demand and on a new 24-hour channel. Peacock today has 22 million national subscribers. So this is going to put the WWE Network in a whole bunch more homes, and folks that have WWE Network today have the option of paying about half of their current subscription cost because they can get it with ads for $4.99, or they can get the ad-free version for $9.99. Al, this is enormous news.
Yeah, this is absolutely huge. Now, I don't know what's going on with NBC lately. As was reported, I think it was last Thursday, because I know you weren't able to report it because you didn't have a live show. But it was also announced last week that the NBC Sports Network, NBCSN, is done at the end of the year.
Right.
So, and they're gonna move. Like I said, this is my life. Wednesday night hockey, the rivalry night. That's gonna be moved to USA Network, which is gonna bump to NXT to Thursdays at some point. So AEW fans, they won the war. But something's going on at NBC right now, and it's really weird. I don't get how a major network and company like that is suffering financially to the point where they have to kill their premium sports network. And it's not just hockey on NBCSN. It's golf and it's tennis, and they have a whole bunch of stuff. And they have Dan Patrick in the morning, and I know Chris Sims has that Pro Football Talk in the morning. How that's not making any money or not getting viewers is just beyond me, to the point where now they have to, spend money, give Vince the money to get the WWE subscribers in order to compensate this, I'm assuming. So I'm assuming NBC's paying a bit, you got to spend money to make money in order to get the return, of the WWE universe over. Now they have the relationship because NBC owns USA Network. So it's not like Vince is just all of a sudden new to NBC. He has I know when Dick Ebersol ran NBC all those years, him and Vince were best friends. They can see from the XFL documentary, and then they did Saturday Night's Main Event all those years ago. So it's not like Vince is any type of stranger to NBC. It makes completely sense from that end. It's weird, but Ryan, the way it's broken down, and we talked about it for a little bit via text chain with John DeConnie and whoever else is chiming in. It seems like there's positives on both ends here. You can get it cheaper as a fan, or that's not going to fly, because once you get those commercials in the middle of a match, that $4.99 to jack up to $9.99 real quick. That's just going to bother everybody. So that's just a kind of a little sneak in right there. But it seems like it's win-win. And like I said, they have that working relationship, and like I said, and all of a sudden, Raw's viewership's down, and NBC needs an answer, whatever. This is just maybe just a way to keep everything afloat and keep the relationship going and keep Raw on USA Network going forward on Mondays. So it seems like they wouldn't do it if it didn't benefit each other. So I think, in Vince and in NBC, we have to trust on this one.
WWE, I forget his title, but Nick Khan, who is on the board with WWE, I think he's the president actually or something. He mentioned, this is a big deal for us. The numbers are very attractive for us, which is why we're doing it. We would not do it if it wasn't attractive for us. And on the NBC side, Peacock is their streaming service. They've got 22 million so far, and this may be a strategic thing for them, just to try to continue to build that, because that's really the way of the future. A lot of people are cutting cords and things like that. So it may not be all doom and gloom for NBC. They may be just consolidating. Maybe they are shutting down the sports network in order to be able to invest into the streaming platform. They may just be consolidating. It could all be strategic. Maybe it's not so much a lost loser type of thing.
Yeah, and like I said, another thing that makes sense about this, watching Raw and watching even on SmackDown on Fox, they do air Peacock streaming commercials. Like, you can see Hogan Slam and all the classics, and they've been promoting this. I guess, like I said, to me, this isn't a coincidence. For those hockey fans out there, Mike Emmerich, longtime play-by-play commentator for hockey. He was with the New Jersey Devils, and then he was nationally on NBC. He retired. So it just seems like the whole world just fell apart once he retired. And now they have to make all these changes to compensate for Doc Emmerich's, sitting on a beach with Mai Tais or whatever he drinks.
Yeah. So you brought up the other thing, then that's the NXT movement. Have you seen any official announcement that says NXT is moving to Wednesdays? I have not seen that yet.
Or Thursdays. I did see that. I saw an article, and I can't remember who reported it. But it sounded like it was pretty set in stone that NBCSN is done after 2021. Yes. They're going to finish out the year, and then Wednesday Night Hockey is going to move to Wednesday nights on USA Network, which will bump NXT. Whether or not NXT gets bumped to Thursdays, or if NXT, it just throw it on the NBC streaming network, make it work. But I don't see that. I would like to see NXT stay on somewhat of a main cable channel rather than having to go online to find it again.
Yeah, no, that's true. Travis chimes in, better probably for them than the WWE. Friends on the West Coast of the entertainment industry said last year they were trying to scrape together shows to make Peacock relevant as they were so far behind.
Yeah, a little late to the party. It's 2021. It's time to get to the show, NBC. Right?
Well, now they have exclusive U.S. distribution rights to the WWE Network. I think that's a pretty big deal, I think.
Yeah, that's it. I don't see AEW on the TNT app. Or maybe I do. I don't know.
They are. Dynamite is, anyway. And
it's more of a joke that they've only been around for a year and a half. Like, what kind of content can they stream? You can watch Dark 24/7. What are you gonna do?
In general, this is just a big thing. We'll see how it shakes out. It's definitely going to be the biggest news story of the week. More details, I'm sure, will come in. But key point here is by March 18th, we'll be watching WWE Network via Peacock and not via the normal distribution.
And I did believe that they said in that article too that their first pay-per-view is going to be Fastlane on the 21st.
That's right.
So a little cat out of the bag that Fastlane is now that date is set, which explains why Mania was bumped out 2 weeks. I guess they're trying to sneak in a show, probably for this reason.
Yep.
To launch the Peacock network, right on cue, and then you can just push back Mania 2 weeks. They couldn't do it on Easter Sunday, so now the 2 weeks, from March 28th to April 10th and 11th. That's starting to make sense now.
Now the important thing is for the 3.5 people that are still getting traditional pay-per-view, don't worry. You can still get your WWE pay-per-views via traditional pay-per-view. They're still available. So the 3.5 of you are still safe.
You know what? You get your money. You get your $70 worth for a WWE pay-per-view. I'm assuming, right? It's up to $70 now.
But I will say, I believe last year WrestleMania was $50 a night.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Okay. Other news. Besides that, there's still more to report, and still more on the WWE side to report. Their Superstar Spectacle airs this Tuesday on the WWE Network. That's tomorrow. It's going to feature their Indian talent. Most notable, I think, is the return of Jinder Mahal. But you also have Indu Sher. You have the Singhs. The card is kind of stacked with the Indian talent, both in developmental and main roster guys like Jinder and the Singhs throughout the entire card. So, in fact, Drew McIntyre and Indu Sher versus Jinder Mahal and the Singhs is the main event.
So is this going to be an actual show, huh? I thought this was kind of like a documentary or something. This is an actual show. Okay, so Impact, they don't own the night Tuesday night, right?
I believe this will be available first thing in the morning.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because it's going to broadcast live in India. So.
Gotcha.
Oh, not live. I'm sorry. It's taped, but it's going to air at a premium time slot in India.
Mm-hmm.
We have all sorts of people chiming in today. We have good morning from
Morning, Jeannie.
Hot take from John Smith. I think that was pertaining to the crust.
It might have been. It doesn't matter if the crust was hot or cold. Like I said, it could be pizza or sandwich. Could have been a cold take.
Also, on the WWE side of things, the Icons documentary series is going to debut on this Sunday, and the first episode focuses on Yokozuna. We talked about this in the past. I'm really looking forward to some Yokozuna talk on the network. We haven't really seen or heard much specifically from WWE on the subject of Yokozuna, so I think this will be a really good documentary. They always typically are. So,
yeah, more Yokozuna the better. I thought for a guy his size, he moved. And I remember, as a kid, he debuted, I think it was late 92, because he won the 93 Rumble right off the bat. And it was just one of those things, like, you see he's just, like, breaking these jobbers' rib cages with that bonsai drop, and it was just like, and this guy, he could do a crescent kick, sweet chin music, whatever you want to call it. He was able to run the ropes. It was,
Yeah.
He was incredible for a guy his size, and very well read. We had Fuji with the salt, just in case.
Yeah, and that time he hit the Spanish Fly on Hulk Hogan. We'll never forget that, right? I joke, of course, that never happened, but it was all in good fun, Yeah, Yokozuna is going to be an incredible subject to talk about. Jeannie's also wondering if we think Kevin Owens is going to win this Sunday.
Well, here's the thing, Jeannie. We are actually Ryan, you got the graphic ready. We are actually going to have a Royal Rumble special this Saturday at 3:00, and we will discuss everything the Royal Rumble. We will go over all the matches. Ryan and I were talking backstage. We actually have some wild predictions for the entire Rumble match. Definitely tune in 3 p.m. on Saturday. And we'll go everything Rumble. And I am a Rumble nut. I am a fanatic. I got all my stats. I have everything ready. John Nicani, I remember through his your conversation threads, he's excited for all the stats and the numbers. I usually send him every year, so it's going to be a fun show. We're going to have some relive some memories in the beginning and then get right into it. And yes, we will definitely be talking about Kevin Owens challenging Roman Reigns.
And Kevin Owens, he got the best of SmackDown on Friday. That's the most trouble we've seen Roman Reigns in since.
That pop-up powerbomb through the table. Who knew? Roman Reigns is human, it looks like. At least it was on Friday. Yeah.
I think, I believe Kevin Owens put Roman Reigns through the head of the table. So, if I were just spitballing right now, though, Jeannie, I would say no, but definitely tune in on Sunday because I might change my mind between now and then. We'll see who comes out on top Friday.
And that's why we're doing the show on Saturday, because a lot could happen on Friday. Kevin Owens could take a crowbar to Roman's knee and change the complete grasp of the match. So,
yeah.
There you go. There's a girl after my own heart, Jeannie. Me too.
All right, so here we go. Further news from Japan. ELP and Taiji Ishimori win the IWGP Junior Tag titles. We're going to talk about that on this show tomorrow with Travis, along with the other New Japan stuff that's coming up. Here's a programming note for you. PW Insider and F4W Online both confirming that AEW Revolution is moving from February 27th to March 7th because of the Canelo Alvarez boxing pay-per-view. This is a disappointment to me because I have plans on not February 7th, not March 7th. I have plans on February 7th, so this could be a problem for me. But
yeah, so wait, it's moving to March 7th? That's
February 7th. I mistyped that.
So it's up. Wow, they moved it up 3 weeks.
No, February
27th to March 7th.
Yep. It's February 27th to March 7th. My mistake.
Now, I looked at the calendar. That's a Sunday, which that strikes me as odd. That is very not AEW.
Yeah, this is the first time they'll be doing it on a Sunday. Yeah.
Because I know March 6th, I believe there's a big UFC pay-per-view as well. And I want to say Amanda Nunes is fighting that night. So I think it's best to stay away from her, too.
Yeah. So
that stuff's fake anyway. I don't know anybody watches that stuff.
We don't cover it here on the wrestling news show.
Although it was actually nice to see Conor McGregor to put somebody over for once. He was going all you see Conor McGregor, he's breaking out the shovel, just burying people, not putting over new talent. It's nice to see Conor McGregor do a job for once.
There you go. So March 7th for AEW Revolution. I actually don't have plans on that day, so that's good.
Good. I do. I get to miss it. I was missing it on the 27th anyway, but I get to miss it twice now, I guess.
Another programming note, Powerhouse Will Hobbs is going to face Jake St. Patrick on AEW Dark this week. And I bring this up because Jake St. Patrick wrestles for Coastal Championship Wrestling at CCW. And you can check out episode 21 and 28 of this show where we interviewed Cha-Cha Charlie from Coastal Championship Wrestling and Nelio Comacosta. So, I like to think we have a little bit of relationship with CCW on the show, and it's nice to see one of their talents on AEW Dark. tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
and Cha, that was a great interview, Ryan. I watched that. I really like that guy. I wish him nothing but the best.
Absolutely. It was a fun interview. And then also Nick Camarado, he's going to be teaming with Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall on Dark this week. Camarado is the guy who faced Moxley on Dynamite last week, and there was a lot of buzz about him afterwards. A lot of people took note of him, and now he's being in what appears to be the winning side of an AEW Dark match. So that's all good.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the next step, right? If if your name was in action and then it gets changed to your actual name, that's a step up in AEW.
Absolutely.
Even if Dark is the down progression, but if you get a name and you're not in action anymore, that's a positive move in the right direction. He did impress.
So you were caught on the coffee. You noticed that you had an empty pot there.
No, I got it. I know. Well, I finished it. I did finish it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And then another AEW note, Ryan Nemeth, which is Dolph Ziggler's brother, has a one-on-one match with Hangman Page on Dynamite this week. He'll also be on Dark tomorrow, but he's skipping straight to Dynamite. That's pretty quick. So.
And he's not in action either. They're actually using his name. I guess maybe him and Dolph have different fathers. How come? Is that what? I guess his last name's Ziggler. I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah, different dads.
Like a Dudley thing. Well, the Dudleys had the same dad. That's how they all had the same last name. Yeah, maybe.
So,
it'd be funny if he came out in a cheerleading outfit. That'd be hysterical.
That would be funny. But yes, so that's I guess it's all WWE and AEW news today, but your Dark report, so to speak. I want to take a minute to talk about Ignite Wrestling from this past weekend. I had Kim Artlip on the show a week ago today, and we talked about the upcoming 5th anniversary show that they had this past Saturday, and just some of the things about launching Ignite. It was a really interesting interview, and I went to the show on Saturday, and here's my however many minutes to bell time photo it was. You can see they have it in Walking Tree Brewery. You can see the tanks there on the left-hand side. A lot of fun. It's a really cool atmosphere to go watch wrestling, actually. You have the chairs set up right in front of the ring, but you have the bar and the high top tables there to watch from as well. They crowned a new Ignite Undisputed Champion. Troy Hollywood had to vacate the championship due to not being able to make the show. So this is Leon the Terrible. That's their new champion. He got the win over Kylan King, who many probably know from AEW Dark. So intergender match for the Undisputed Championship. And then in the main event, Casey Lennox defeated the Dream Girl Ellie and Aspen Rose. A lot of those names probably also known from AEW Dark. So fun time, #Florida Wrestling.
Yeah, that background, that atmosphere at that brewery, that just intrigues me so much. Like almost to the point of how the temple was different for Lucha Underground. Like I really hope at some point, like this actually, I think that this gets on TV and people pay attention. Like, oh my God, they'll tune in maybe just for the scenery. I think that's such an amazing setting for wrestling. And as far as Casey Lennox, I like her. I have my eye on her. I like to see big things out of her. So good for her that she, main eventing Ignite. Was it the 5th anniversary show? I believe you said, right? Like, this was a big show, and she's the star. And she was actually just recently on Dynamite as well. So
that's right.
Or Dark. I'm sorry,
Dark. So yeah, so it's a fun show. They have YouTube and they have all kinds of different places where you can go to watch their stuff. And so check it out. Like Al said, it's actually really pretty to see. I mean, it's the presentation of the venue is very nice. So
yeah, it's different. It's just different, and that's what was part of the attraction of Lucha Underground was that temple. Like I loved that setting, that arena, and yeah.
So we have Monday Night Raw tonight. Switch topics on you a little bit. Drew McIntyre and Bill Goldberg will be returning on tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, along with Charlotte Flair versus Shayna Baszler. Matt Riddle is going in a Hurt Business gauntlet, and if he wins, he gets Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title. And finally, Alexa Bliss faces Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Of course, she got the big win on Raw last week, so this could have Royal Rumble implications, I think.
Yeah, that is where. What are they doing here? I guess I don't want to say. I feel like Riddle's a lock. I think that they're just setting up to do him and Lashley again. I'm sorry, it was Charlotte and Shayna. That's just got interference written all over it. You put Shayna. Shayna gets the win. Get her strong going into the Rumble. But this Asuka Alexa Bliss thing. Now I missed Raw last week. I watched it this morning because I wanted to see that match, and from the playground where she almost looked like she didn't want to upset Alexa and she was afraid of what Alexa could do because of the fireball incident. And Asuka didn't show any fear, though, once that change happened during the match. So I don't think it's going to be one of those things where Asuka's going to lose, like, based on terror. She's gonna attack now especially now that the title's on the line. But this could go any possible which way. I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah. And Jeannie chimed in with Raw going downhill, and that's a lot of people are saying that, but I'll tell you, this Alexa Bliss character is a really different presentation. It's fun to see, and Asuka has been killer all year. So if nothing else, I think that's going to be a fun match tonight. And then this Drew McIntyre Bill Goldberg thing. I mean, we just need them to stare at each other and punch each other once or twice, and then go to their Royal Rumble match.
Yeah. Is Jeannie one of your cousins too? Is she related to Travis? I feel like everybody that's negative on Raw is related to Travis.
No. I know that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people in the world negative on Raw. We try to keep it positive here and look at the bright side of things, and also, we call it when it's crap, but at the same time, we try to see the light in the show. So.
Yeah, actually, you missed one of the comments. I need to throw this up real quick. Danny Martel, he's reporting that John Morley is going back to WWE. That is somewhat of a typo. It was Sean Morley, formerly known as Val Venus. I guess it's being leaked out that he's going back to WWE. So that'll be interesting to see if the Valboski makes a return.
Oh, there you go. And then Travis is upset with you. He wants you to know that Randy Orton is great. So there you go.
Well, you've seen, I usually, in the backdrop of EWP Studios, I have an autographed in-worn sweater vest that Randy signed. So I'm with you on Randy Orton Evolution.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a good time with Monday Night Raw. John DeConnie has a conversation thread that we do in the Minutes to Bell Time Facebook group where we all chat about it. And yeah, we get down on it when we need to get down on it. But we have fun and celebrate the good parts. And that's what wrestling's all about. So with that, Mr. Karl, I have concluded the normal proceedings of the show, and it is time to move to trivia.
All right.
It's been a long time since you have done trivia.
It is, and I've been playing along. I've been trying to, play along. I've been watching. I've been playing along with John DeConnie and Travis and John Smith, and hit or miss. You got some tough topics here, but hopefully this one is Royal Rumble week. I'm hoping you throw some Rumble at me. See what I can do here.
Well, here's your stats. I mean, you come on the show once this month, and you hit perfect plex. You have a monthly championship to your name.
Yep.
You are currently 5 for 5. Look at the John DeConnie record.
Yep. And Fuego, he is on fire. What was the dollar store glass cleaner? Right, he's on a streak.
All right. Well, here we go. And today's trivia is going to be brought to you by the Essential Wrestling Podcast. Episode 38 of the Essential Wrestling Podcast returns on Tuesday night with Al Karl, myself, plus John Smith, John DeConnie, and Gary Mahaffey for another week of updates and highlights in the world of wrestling. Coverage is going to begin at 6 on Tuesday, tomorrow. Pretty much everywhere you're watching this show, Eastern Observer. And here we go. So, your trivia today, Royal Rumble 2016. And I laughed before the show because you were telling me about a conversation that you were having about this exact Rumble. So here we go. The 2016 Royal Rumble was a title defense of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Who was the defending champion?
Okay. It's funny how when you say a year, I'm like, it all just kind of blends together, because it's like, what was 2016 again? But yes, actually, so the question was, who was the defending champion?
Yes.
That was Roman Reigns entered number 1, and it was 1 versus all, as courtesy of Vince McMahon.
Okay, I feel like number 1 was going to be your layup question. Number 2 is probably also a layup question for you. But who won the 2016 Royal Rumble? Was it Roman Reigns, Triple H, Sheamus, or Alberto Del Rio?
To BJ Pavinka, I hope you're watching, pal. And one of the greatest Royal Rumble performances, Triple H drew number 30, eliminated Roman Reigns, and eliminated Dean Ambrose, and became 14-time World Heavyweight Champion.
You're on point. So now these questions are going to get. This one's easy. This former WWE champion made his debut at Royal Rumble 2016.
Okay, AJ Styles drew number 3, and the crowd pop for that. It was a lot of fun because you heard the music, and you're like, "What is going on right now?" And the camera was never off Roman Reigns because he cleared the. I forget who number 2 was. So if you go, feel free to ask who number 2 was. I don't know. I don't remember. But the camera's on him, and then all of a sudden, he was kind of looking, and then just the crowd pop when AJ's name, kind of like with Jericho when he debuted, came across the Titantron, and that was a pop, man. That was awesome.
This is for you as well. Okay, now,
Jeannie apologized too. Jeannie, we're just playing around, Jeannie. It's okay.
Absolutely.
You're free to have your own opinion. There you go. You're free to have your own opinion. You can't please everybody here. We're just busting around.
Now, these next 2 questions I think are on the harder side.
Gotcha.
And they are AEW crossover questions.
Okay.
Luke Harper
Yeah.
teamed up with Eric Rowan and Braun Strowman to toss out both Brock Lesnar and Mark Henry. But he also eliminated by himself these 2 current AEW stars from this Rumble. Was it A, Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose, B, Chris Jericho and Neville, C, Jack Swagger and Cody Rhodes, or D, Cody Rhodes and Neville? Cody Rhodes at this time was Stardust.
Yeah, okay, so Stardust was definitely, he was in it. I don't think Neville was in it. Ambrose he finished second, so that whatever that multiple choice question is, that one's out. Because he finished second and was eliminated by Hunter.
So your options are Jericho and Neville. If you're eliminating Jericho and Dean Ambrose, your options are Chris Jericho and Neville, Jack Swagger and Cody Rhodes and Neville.
All right, Swagger wasn't in it. Neville wasn't in it. So I got to go with Jericho and Stardust.
Okay, that wasn't an option.
What was the one with Jericho in it?
Jericho and Neville.
Oh, the Neville's not it. Okay, hold on. Eliminate Neville and eliminate Ambrose.
Okay, so now you're down to Jack Swagger and Cody Rhodes.
Then that has to be. I didn't think Swagger was in. I guess I don't. Maybe I guess Neville was in it. Nah, you got me on this one.
The answer is Stardust and Neville.
Yeah, I don't remember Neville being in it.
Well, here's another AEW question for you.
All right.
Chris Jericho came in the match, lasted for 50 minutes, and was eliminated by A, Cody Rhodes, B, Luke Harper, C, Dean Ambrose, D, Jack Swagger, E, Neville, F, Dustin Rhodes, or G, Rusev. All AEW talent that were in that Pro Bowl.
Yeah, the one name stuck out. Who was the third one?
Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ambrose on this one.
Ambrose is
the jacket.
correct.
You're feuding over the jacket, right?
Yeah. So Ambrose is the answer. John Smith says Cody Rhodes will always be Stardust to him. So you, sir, went 4 for 5. That Luke Harper elimination question was tough, but it was interesting when I counted everybody up. This was 5 years ago. Almost a third of the wrestlers in that Rumble are current AEW talent.
Wow.
Yeah. So interesting, but you get our winner of the 2018 Rumble. And that's our show for today. One more programming note, though. If I can bring it up. Join Joey Jarzanka, Ian Schreier, and Rob DeLuca every Friday night for the Primetime Rundown as they take you through the world of sports. Their show kicks off at 6 p.m. on Fridays on the Eastern Observer. For more information, log on to theeasternobserver.com. Our show here is going to return tomorrow with Travis. We'll be talking about the New Japan stuff and whatever other crazy news drops first thing in the morning, like WWE Network getting a premium exclusive deal.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to wake up to that.
Yeah. So, Al, welcome back to the airways.
I'm back, and there's one more program. Joe McMahon hasn't sent us a graphic on us yet, but tomorrow night I need to promote this because tomorrow night is actually Double Play Tuesday on the Eastern Observer networks, and it's gonna be fun because it's gonna be Super Millen Tuesday, if you want to call it now. Joey Jarzenka is going to have on at 8 p.m. on the Primetime Rundown interview series the head coach of the University of Rhode Island softball team, my cousin, Bridget Hurlman, will be on air with Joey to discuss some D1 softball and her team, University of Rhode Island, that she's been coaching for about 3-4 years now and pretty much dug it out of the dumpster. She took over, I think they were 3-30 when she took them over, and I think they're up to about 15, 16 wins, around the 500 area. So that kid played D1 softball. She's like a little sister to me. And both of our mothers are sisters, so their maiden name was Millen. So it's going to be Double Play Millen Tuesday.
Well, there you go. That's a lot of programming for tomorrow night. So do stay tuned to the Eastern Observer for all that. From your cousin to mine, would like to know who you were cheering for yesterday, the Devils or the Islanders?
Oh, Islanders! Yeah. Well, it's funny. I'm at the point right now. I grew up a fan of one team, and I have affiliations with both the Devils and the Islanders. I'm at the point right now where I just hate Pennsylvania. I hate the Penguins. I hate the Flyers. But when you have the Devils and the Islanders, I'm going to go for the Islanders for current speaking. But I wish the Devils well. I'd love to see them make the playoffs. They've been playing good too. They've been playing really good. Jack Hughes had a nice goal last night.
All right. Well, for Al, I'm Ryan. Eat your crust. Take your vitamins, say your prayers, do your training, believe in yourself. This is the Daily Wrestling News Show. We'll see you tomorrow.